gotta get some food, gotta get my priorities right, and then I'm gonna head to the beach. I'm gonna compare the beach here to Hoi An today, and I'm also gonna give you some tips on some of the common things that people complain about solo traveling, like what takes your photos when you're solo traveling, what you do if you want to go on the beach and there's no one to watch your bag. So I'm going to talk about all that today, but as I said first, let's go and get some food and then head to the beach. Again here in the trunk. So after a quick bite to eat and some orange juice, I'm feeling refueled, refreshed, and ready to go for a walk to try and find a bit of an Instagram banger just around this beach somewhere. Obviously just taking this amazing beach itself. But first, I do want to say, is there anything worse in the world than boiling hot water? Because that's exactly what this is right now, and it tastes absolutely vile. But I need to stay hydrated, so I've just got to put up with it. Seen there's a guy literally chopping, you can literally hear it right now, chopping the tree down. One thing I'm wondering is how in the hell can you get up here, because there's a ladder that goes like around the tree and then so after another few hours of relaxing, to be honest, I was completely asleep on the beach for about 2 hours. I'm now leaving and I'm going to give you my comparison of the beach here to the beach in Hoi An and a few tips for solo travel as well. Let's find a decent place to do so, because it's really windy, so I'm still right by the beach. Right, so to compare the two beaches, now this is kind of only going to be useful for people that have to decide between one or two, because to be fair, most tourists, most backpackers come to both Hoi An and Nha Trang. But ease of use to get to each beach, this is far the easier beach to get to, because as I say, the beach is literally there and then the city is literally just over my shoulder, whereas in Hoi An you've got to either get a bike, a motorbike or a taxi, because it is about 3-4 kilometers outside of the centre, so this beach does win in terms of accessibility, ease of use, actually getting there. Now in terms of pricing and stuff like that, this beach is a lot more of a, I'd say, a luxury beach, because it's very built towards families and there's quite a lot of resort type of things set out along the beachfront, where they've got pools, bars, restaurants and stuff like that, and then the prices of beds are actually anywhere between double and quadruple the price of what they were in Hoi An. So I actually paid 20,000 dong for a bed in Hoi An on the beach, whereas here it's 80,000, and to be honest you could probably bargain it down to 60, but that's at the absolute minimum that they'll go to, and that's for one person. So obviously if there's a big group of you, it's a lot more expensive. Having said that, obviously if you want places to eat, or even if you want to come towards the beach but want to hang out by a pool for a bit, then this is by far the best option, because in Hoi An there was a couple of places that kind of had like local food on the go, and then there's one main place, but it was really touristy, really, really expensive. Speaking of touristy, I'd say they're both just as touristy, to be honest. Like, you know, anywhere you go in Vietnam where there's a beach, there's going to be quite a lot of tourists, and I wouldn't say either or is any more significant than the other. To be fair, they're both very long, wide, massive beaches, so you can't avoid the crowds. You just need to walk, as I said, in Hoi An, literally 5-10 minutes away from the central part, and you'll get to the quieter part of the beach. A lot more people, like myself today, actually just bring towels and lie on the beach here than they actually do in Hoi An, obviously because of the price of beds. Obviously the beach isn't actually bigger than the one in Hoi An, but there is a lot more stretches off the beach where there's no beds, so obviously people just set up their own type of thing, which is very, very nice to know, because then you can just do it for free and you don't have to pay an extortionate amount for a sunbed itself. In terms of like water sports and activities, I'd say they've both got similar facilities for both, but there was a lot more people doing it in Hoi An, and again that probably comes down to price. I'm guessing it was cheaper in Hoi An, especially if the beds and stuff like that are cheaper there, because there was a huge thing for water sports, loads of advertisement for water sports here, but hardly anyone doing them. I saw like 2 people doing it in the entire day that I've spent here, so in Hoi An it's definitely, I'm guessing, more affordable, and it was definitely happening a lot more often. So I'm not really going to give a conclusion for either beach, but just make up your own mind based on what I've said. If you want to cut out one of the places and spend a few more days in one of the other places, or if it is literally a simple toss-up, then make your own decision. If you want to ask any questions on either of the two, do let me know. Put them in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can on that. Now, in terms of like the common problems that people have as solo travelers, I get quite a lot of messages about this, and I've actually briefly touched on it before, but I've come up with a couple of new solutions. So the 2 main ones are, how do you take photos of yourself when you're solo traveling, and then what do you do about your belongings, so your bag. So a lot of people leave stuff at home, because I'm travel vlogging, photography and all that stuff. I obviously need to bring camera phone and stuff like that with me to the beach and stuff like that, so I do actually need some kind of solution of making sure it's safe whilst I obviously go in the water, and I've got a few tips for you guys on that, which I'm going to share with you right now. So in terms of keeping stuff safe, it's really simple. I actually have 2 of these, and I will basically put them together like so. We'll put them through each other, and then put them through the sunbed or wherever I'm near to, and then put a bag lock like this around there, and then one through there as well. And to be honest, you can get through it, but by the time you actually do so, I would have even seen you trying to get to my bag, or you probably would have given up, because it's quite the process to get it undone. So that just makes it very more secure than just leaving it on its own. So it's really, really easy to actually stay secure when you're actually going into the beach on your own. And then in terms of travel photography on your own when you're solo traveling, the amount of times in the past where I've given my phone to someone or camera and said, can you take a picture of me, and they've missed off my head, or they've missed off my feet, or they've just not got the framing at all right, and like the thing I wanted the photo with is kind of directly behind me and you can't see it, it just makes for an awful photo. It happens a lot, so there's kind of 3 solutions you can have for actually avoiding that whilst still solo traveling. So the first one is to ask someone to take the photo. This is the least favorite option of mine, but literally set up the framing for them. So do the framing beforehand, and then literally give them the camera, tell them to stay still and take the shot. It's not the best one because they never really listen, and you can still get kind of discrepancies with the photo that you're going to get, and it still might not look great. So that's my least favorite option, but it's still an option if you just want something to happen really, really quick. You want to get that shot and you want someone to get it for you. It's the fastest but most unreliable option, I would say. The next option takes a bit more time and planning, and you might have to wait around a bit longer, but it's to actually wait for someone who looks like they know what they're doing. For example, have a camera, look like a photographer, to come along and then ask them to take the shot, because 9 times out of 10 they will know about framing, they will know how to get the shot, how you want the shot, because they're there to take the exact same photo pretty much. And that's just an easier way of getting the shot you want, because you know you're going to get a much better job by asking a photographer than just asking someone completely random. So as I said, it does take a bit more time, but obviously the results are a bit better. So that's kind of like the middle option, but there is one more option which is by far the best option. So obviously the best option is self-setting up the shot. So literally get a tripod, set the shot up yourself, put a timer on, and then get the shot. Now you can get one of them massive tripods, like 6-foot tripods, just stand it up, you know, set it up, fine. They're a bit of a pain to carry around. I actually have a GoPro like handle, which is extendable. It extends to like 100 centimeters, but it's a real pain to carry around. And obviously that's for my GoPro, but for my camera, you guys probably know I do actually use one of these, which is a Joby Gorilla Pod. All these products that I've mentioned will be linked in the description if you want to check any of them out. And they're great because they will literally just wrap to anything. So if you're just in the middle of literally somewhere like this, you can just wrap it to a tree if you want to get a shot and get the shot. Whereas you've got to start setting up a tripod in like awkward positions where it's like got to stand on the ground. Sometimes it's not the best to get the shot. The only downside with the Joby is if you need to get a shot from the floor, it's not 6 foot tall, it won't extend very high, but you can just get creative with what you stick it on and what type of shot you get, like the one I've got here in Hawaii, which I'll show on screen right now. That was shot with a tripod just on a timer, and then you run around the camera and get in position, and obviously it takes trial and error, so it does take a bit more time to set it up, get the tripod out, get the right shots, put the timer on. You've got to probably have about 10 takes before you actually get it right, because the first shot I can pretty much guarantee will be you running around the camera and trying to get in position, and then you've not made it in time and you've got to do it again, but you will get there in the end. So obviously if you trust yourself as a photographer to get the shot right, all you really need to do is make sure you get the timing right and get your position right, and then you've got the shot without actually having to get anyone involved. The time is now about 5 o'clock, as I know, because the sun is starting to set. The plan for the rest of the night is to get food, head back to the hostel, shower, and then actually start packing, because it's 7 o'clock or 7:30 tomorrow morning. It's around that time, it's very early regardless. I am leaving Nha Trang to get a 5.5-hour bus to Mui Ne. I'm not looking forward to the bus because it doesn't look like the most comfortable, but there's literally only 2 buses and neither of them look comfortable, to be honest, so I had to go with one of them. But then I'm in Mui Ne for like 2 or 3 days, and I'm really looking forward to showing you what I'm going to get up to there, because there is some amazing activities that you can do there. But let's go and get some food and then head back to the hostel for today. Stop food once again was boss. If you are ever in Nha Trang, you do fancy some Western food, because from time to time when you are traveling, you do fancy something from home. I've actually been to the same place like 4 times now for breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything. It's really nice and quite cheap. Not paid to say this, but Cheers Sports Bar in Nha Trang. It's right by the beach. It's so nice. The people that run the place, really nice. Just talk to you, ask about your travels. Boss place. If you are, as I say, ever in Nha Trang and you do fancy some food from home, you do need to check that place out, because it was amazing. Heading back to the hostel right now, as I said, early start tomorrow, as I am heading to Mui Ne. But if you did enjoy this vlog and you found any of the tips I have gave today useful, be sure to let me know by leaving a like. For any comments or questions or anything about Nha Trang or just traveling in general down below in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe to the rest of my Vietnam series. I have less than a week left in Vietnam before I head on to the Philippines. Thank you all for watching, guys.